my channel. I am again here with something today's. It's something new, something very interesting. Hopefully it would be interesting for my viewers, my new students, as this video is purely for the research students who are coming up with certain things in their mind that how Dr. Moina is going to be, what expectations you hold from them as a supervisor. So today I'm gonna be interviewed by my own PhD student. Her name is Miss Nasra Liaquat Rajput. So she would be, she's very interested in asking few things about, the new students that are coming into my research lab, in which as a beginner, she was the one who actually, worked there for a period of almost 3 to 4 plus years. So she was much interested in asking few things, and I thought that we should, do little bit, conversation, and that would maybe help out my new students, and they would get the idea that what type of a supervisor they have chosen. So let's start. So Miss Nasra, you are here with me. So what's in your mind?
Okay, good morning. Hello, Professor Dr. Moina. It's a great day. Today I am having a word with you. So let's have chit chat regarding your view about your new student as M.phil and Ph.D.
Well, Dr. Nasra, I can call her doctor now because she is about to, appear in her viva only. So, yes, as you know that I've been, with my few students. You saw few students, fresh faces with fresh faces. They came up to me for the Mphils. They are registered with me in the M.phil series. So, of course, I do. If you remember, as a student, I was very, strict regarding the, rules, lab rules a student is supposed to follow, and that includes number one, the punctuality. Number two, the time, the way they'll dress up, right? These things all matters. And of course, if they are stepping into the research lab for the very first day, I simply hold few expectations from them, that they are, supposed to be very much on before time, not on time, but before time. Because when I was a student, I was always a before time student. So I expect the same from my students, and fortunately Dr. Nasra was one of those students who was very regular, and she used to be, and the rest of my Mphils, they were very regular, and they used to step into my research lab almost at about 8:30 in the morning. So I hold the same feelings now, because they are now new, they are new, they don't know me. I may have taught them in part 3. I think so that I may have taught them in BS part 3, and but at that time it was something else they were learning. Now it's the practical work which they are supposed to complete within a due period of time. So definitely I will be expecting a lot of things from them, and the number one priority I'm gonna give is the time, at what time they are entering into the research lab, because research lab has certain rules which they are supposed to follow.
Okay, I want to ask some. Okay, ma'am, I want to ask something.
Sure.
Okay, you are now with your new M.phil students in your research lab. So what expectation you hold regarding them as they step into your research lab for as beginners?
Well, as beginners, I would definitely expect a lot of things. As for example, they are supposed to be, as I just mentioned earlier, that they are supposed to be before time, and they are supposed to be properly dressed up. They should be ready to face their supervisor and their research lab. And of course, when they step into the research lab, they are supposed to look around and see what is inside the research lab. There are a number of tables, there are desktops, there are, computer tables on which different computers are there, of course, with the printers and everything. And of course, then there's another desk or shelves which holds the chemicals, and of course, the ones that are very much corrosive, that is acids and things like that. So as I was telling you about different type of things that I expect from my new students, fresh candidates, so they should look around the lab, research lab, and they should look around and find out that what they are now going to do into the lab, because they have been guided certain things, but as they are new, they are they are not familiar with the particular research, but of course they have their topic in their mind. Their area of research is already being selected by them, so they know the nature of their research work. So according to that, they are supposed to look for different setups, like distillation setups are supposed to be arranged on the desktops. Different type of distillations they are supposed to complete. That is, of course, if they are going to, you have to start from zero. You have worked in the lab. You know that we don't have plenty of distilled water, so they need to distill the water. They need to double distill the water again, and we don't have that much distilled water even. So we do have to start our research lab by distilling different type of solvents that we are supposed to be needing in our future. So they should look into the project, and they should simply see that which solvents they are going to see, and according to that they are supposed to set up different type of assemblies around them. And that all includes different type of distillation assemblies, like if they have to distill water, if they have to deionize the water, if they have to go through some there's refluxation processes. If they need to reflux the compounds. Definitely, if they are going through the synthesis, organic synthesis or something like that, or some sort of complicated experiments, they do need refluxing. And for refluxation, different type of assemblies, setups are supposed to be there. So they need to know how to set up the refluxing assembly, how to set up the distillation assemblies, refluxing assemblies, and then of course the extraction methods. That includes the succinate extractor is all there in my lab, and they should know, or they should ask from me that how to operate this succinate extractor, how to go through this succinate extraction. So these are the few things which I am holding in my mind as a supervisor, and I will guide them because we as a teachers have to repeat a lot of things, and of course I will see what type of ideas they are holding already in their mind. If they have certain things in their mind, I will discuss few of those things with them, and then I'll move forward. But these are the small things which I do expect them to be having with them. Of course, they should be properly dressed. They should be wearing their aprons. They should be wearing with their, they should be holding their regular notebook, a proper lab research notebook, in which they are going to start their work with the date and with the timings, and of course with the assignment given to them at that time by the supervisor. They have to note down each and everything. Whatever I am telling them as a supervisor, they are supposed to write down everything with the date on that particular page at the start of the page, and they should write it on, because when I will not be there, it would have to help them. They will just have a look at what our supervisor has said, and then they can easily move on with according to the nature of their research work that has been provided to them. If they are working on synthesis, then there are different type of assemblies they are supposed to look for, and if they are doing the phytochemicals, then there are different type of there are different steps in phytochemical studies. They need to dry the plant, they need to select the plant, and they need to dry the plant, and then they need to go further by crushing the leaves and different parts of that typical plant. So it just depends on the nature of the work they are simply planning. So that's it. So let's move on.
Okay, ma'am, that was awesome response and ideas from your side. Thank you so much, and I hope it would work out with your students. And I want to ask that did you guide them before how they should come up to your expectations?
Okay, yes, Ms. Nasra, of course, as I've just mentioned it to you that I have registered, I think 4 to 5 students now. They are all Mphils, so I would definitely like and appreciate if they are before time, if they are in their proper dress up, and if they are properly dressed up, and if they are before time, of course. And when I entered into, this institute, they are supposed to be, I should see them working, right? And this is how this could be done, of course, if they have planned everything according the way I have told them or I've guided them. Because when I was a student, I had a very strict supervisor, right? He's a gentleman. I can call his name. His name is Professor Dr.Mchem. So I did my M.phil under his great supervision, and I did my Ph.D. also under his supervision. So he was a very strict teacher, and we used to work in a group, and we used to ask from each other whenever he assigned us anything in the beginning. It was very difficult because you don't know your supervisor, and you don't know about his the fluctuations in his moods and everything. So, and I was his first female student, so it was a very difficult time for me, and the rest were all the male students. So of course I went through a lot of hardships and hard work. That was a hard period, a rough period of my life, but yes, with the help of my great supervisor, it became very much easier for me. And then later on, my husband, Professor Dr. Mphil, he was there, and he helped me out in a lot of instrumental techniques. So in the same sense, when if a supervisor is trained in that way, that means the supervisor is going to expect almost the same from the students. You know very well, you are my PhD student, you know very well how you used to come when there were storms, when there were rains all around, when there was nobody in the institute, but only Nasra Liaquat was there in the lab with only the guards that are standing outside the institute, and of course the supervisor. She used to call me, and I used to run to the institute, and we faced such times also. And she was running, she was working on 5 to 6 refluxing assemblies at one time, because she has synthesized a lot of resins and a lot of synthetic work Ms. Nasra has done. So I expect almost the same thing, that my students, the new ones, the fresh ones, they should hold the same courage. They should be bold enough to face everything, and they should organize their lab. They should organize themselves first, because it's the initial level. And of course they should be because I told them, as you just asked me that if I've guided them before, yes, I told them the way I like my students to be, and it is simply that they should be holding their planners with them, with the dates on the particular day they are going to start their work, and they should write down each and every step, whatever I'm telling them. If they are going through the synthetic process, they should be asking from me how to start the synthetic process, right? And what they are going to need. I will tell them, I will explain them each and everything, how to organize your desk first. Their desks are supposed to be cleared, and then they should organize each and everything. They are supposed to organize the setups, different setups they are going to work on, right? That is of course it's a bit advanced level. It's not the masters, it's Mphils. So they need to be more organized, they need to be more disciplined, and they need to be more regular and before time. These are the basic things which a research candidate, a research student should be having if that person wants to finish up their goal within the the time period they have been given. It's for Mphils it's the period of 2 years, and for PhD it's I think around 4. So they need to complete their work within this due period of time. So these are the few things which every research student, and of course they should hold a lot of respect for their all the supervisor and all the other people who are around them helping them, the plumbers, the electricians. They are all the teamwork. It's a teamwork. I consider it as a teamwork. So these are all my points which I would like to share.
Okay. Thank you so much, my dear ma'am and my supervisor and a great human. Totally, I am really honored to get your precious views, and I hope it would be beneficial for all new M.Phil and Ph.Ds. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Nasra. So today I've been interviewed by my own PhD, Dr. Nasra Liaquat Rajput. So I'm very happy she asked me a lot of questions which were not in my mind, and I wasn't ready to answer all these questions to my new students. But now all these things are in my mind because she's been through all this. She's been with me since last 4 to 5 years, so definitely she remembers everything, that when she enters into the research lab, what it was like and how I behaved with her at that time and what I guided her. And a student can, your PhD student can convey you a lot of things which a supervisor forgets. So I am very happy to share my thoughts and views with Dr. Nasra and all my new students. I hope and I pray that it would work out for them the same way it worked out for these old students, oldie goldies, who are now going to get there. Most of them, they got their degrees. The Mphils, they almost all got their M.phil degrees within a very short period of time. Whereas Miss Nasra is going to, soon going to appear for her Viva, PhD Viva, and I wish her all the success in her future, and hopefully because she is a very hardworking student, she's been very regular, and I would wish if my new students would follow her. They should move on her footsteps. Thank you very much. Let's meet again with something new and something more exciting. This video was totally for my research students, for the PhD students, and for all those who are connected to me in the research area. Thank you so much.